Hello and welcome. Every year, the Golden Triangle holds their TriFit events at Farragut Square. My name is Vivian Thurman. I'm proud and honored to present the Golden Triangle TriFit Pilates session. This will be full length and total body. Golden Triangle, DC Strong. Now, Joseph Pilates created this exercise program in close collaboration with his wife, Clara Pilates. And like all classes, we begin with a warm-up. And this mind-body class begins with a breathing warm-up. As soon as you're settled, please begin to sit up nice and tall. As you take a deep breath in through the nose, inflate the lungs wide to the sides. As you're exhaling, close down through the rib cage. This Pilates breathing is traditional. As you inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth, notice the shoulders dropping and the shoulders melting away from your ears. Once more, breathe in. On the exhale, find that you can pull your abdominals in. We'll do one more. Explore deep in your torso. As you exhale, close down through the rib cage. Same breathing with arms. On inhale, the arms float. Notice how light the arms could be. Inhale your arms all the way up. Interlace your fingers and exhale, stretch. In fact, stay for a moment and assess. A little bit of limbering, a little bit of gyrating, and don't hold your breath. Inhale. As you exhale, release the arms and shoulders and remain nice and tall. As you lean to the side, inhale. On this exhale, have a moment where you feel all of that stretching down the side of your body. Inhale, return upright. So many exercises, so many moves, and so much instruction. But mostly it boils down to how does it feel? On the inhale, return upright. This time as you exhale, twisting and turn. Literally, as you look behind you, lower your arms. On the inhale, continue to heighten your awareness. Return upright. Repeat here, inhale. Twisting, turning, spiraling, and rotate with your shoulders heavy. Inhale, untwist. Your exhale, return upright. This time, inhale in both arms up. Turn to your far side and lower your arms down. On the inhale, arms up. We'll turn to the far opposite sides. Exhale and lower your arms. Inhale both arms up and come to center. So when exhaling, lace your fingers behind your back. It's important to stretch the chest. Inhale. On this exhale, lower your arms and sit tall and proudly wide across the chest. Stay for another breath. On the exhale, exaggerate long arms, heavy arms, and include a heavy head. Notice the stretch at the base of your neck. Release your fingers and inhale, arms come all the way up, and use the exhale to release. We did some preliminary limbering of the spine and some deep breathing exercises to help you access your abdominals. Now it's important to get the abdominals and the spine moving together. Turn to face the end. If you have your towel, you can just put it aside and notice my knees are bent and feet flat. Plenty of space behind me. We're going to begin a series of introductory roll down and roll ups. You'll place your hands behind your thighs and inhale to sit up. Now on the exhale, you'll just begin with a partial roll down. And we'll do this 2 more times. Inhale, sitting up. As you exhale, become aware of your abdominals pulling in. On the inhale, sit up really tall with your shoulders down. As you exhale, pull the abdominals in and minimize the use of your hands. Inhale, sitting up. Now with my arms in front, I have to rely on the abdominals as you roll all the way back and soften your landing. Inhale. As you raise your arms first, notice your chin near the chest. Hold on to your thighs. By all means, if necessary, give yourself a little assistance. Inhale. Pull deep through the abdominals, and while I might be slouching, I am really crunching the abdominals. Inhale. Arms lifting first, head lifting next. Hold on to the backs of your thighs. A little assistance. Inhale. Again, as you exhale, rounding backward, pull your abdominals in. softening your landing. Inhale. As you exhale, rolling up. Now this time you're going to straighten the legs. Now do what you can to straighten your legs, include sit up straight. So we're making some progressions, challenging your core, coordination, the breathing, and your technique. Inhale. Arms lifting, head lifting, and as you exhale, do what you can as you reach beyond your feet. Forward fold. Inhale. Coming back, lower your shoulders and concentrate on the roll down and roll up. Here is inhale. Using your exhale again, rounding yourself up. The variation here is to sit up straight. Inhale. Notice your spine bending. Pull your abdominals in, rounding backward, soften your landing. Inhale. Now this time when I roll up, I'll catch one leg. Catch your favorite leg. On the inhale, knee bending, exhale, leg straightening. With lots of emphasis on the breathing, stretch out the leg. Now you can add flexing the ankle here and feel the additional stretch at your calf and Achilles. As you exhale, straightening. Limbering and preparing your body is so important as we start the warm-up and we begin the workout. Roll back and land softly. When your body arrives, you can do the easier version, of course, with your knee bent and foot firmly planted on the floor. Point this foot, leg straight as best you can, circling the leg around. Now, traditionally, it is a single and individual circle, so that there is a momentary pause every time your leg arrives at the top. Inhale, exhale, pause. If it's easier for you to just spiral and do continuous circles, then continue a few more times. This time, when my leg arrives at the top, I'm reversed. Outside, inside, pause. You can keep the size of the circle conservative and controlled, so it isn't wild or in any way disturbing the pelvis. These are some Pilates principles of stabilization and focus, keeping your mind on the task and your pelvis grounded. Here's the last one. Arrive and rest. As you draw your knee into your chest, what happens here is a fold in the knee joint and a corresponding fold in the hip joint. Now straighten and unfold your leg. In fact, you can unfold the other leg straight on the floor. Catch your breath and lift your head, roll yourself up to seated. Now we're going to reorganize and find your butt bones, sit up straight, and inhale. Using the deep abdominals, folding at your navel, exhale as you round your way back. Breathe in, roll up, and catch the other leg. Catch that leg and get to know it well. Inhale, knee bending. Exhale, leg straightening. So each time you're fully aware and fully conscious of what your leg can do for you. Straightening the leg. Here's the last one. Hold on to that leg and rely on your abdominals as you roll back. In other words, don't crash. My supporting leg, knee bent, and foot on the floor. This will provide extra stabilization. My working leg is a pointed foot with straight leg. My circle crosses and comes around to pause. Inhale, exhale, pause. The breathing is much more important than the number of circles, but the quality of the circle is also more important than the quantity. Here is the inhale, exhale, pause. Take a momentary pause and take note of your stabilization and the breathing. This will be the last time my leg arrives. Reverse. It's inhale, exhale, pause. Generally, the size of the circle is not much bigger than maybe an adult hula hoop, about 30-36 inches in diameter. Hard to measure, but it is a little wider than your mat, but not quite as wide as you think. On this last one, arrive and then rest. As I hug my knee into my chest, my knee is folded like a hairpin, but there's an equal hairpin fold here in my hip. I'm straightening the leg and hoping to catch my breath and get some oxygen flowing in the back of the leg. As I straighten the other leg, I can feel all the areas where there's some tightness or tension. Perhaps at the back of the leg or here in the hip flexor area of the bottom thigh. Lift your head, acknowledge everything you've got working for you, and we're going to work on improving the things that are difficult. Sit up nice and tall with your knees bent, feet flat. Inhale. Scoop the abdominals and come about halfway back. Now, your abdominal seat belt is a good analogy for the low abdominals. To test your balance, just lift one leg and put it down. Lift leg number 2 and put it down. Continue again, leg number 1, but slow down. And then leg number 2. Here's where the real test occurs, when you lift both legs at the same time. Now, I'm aware this is a challenging exercise, so if you want to go back to feet on the floor, you can do that. We are rounding backward just 2 more times, rounding all the way back. Here is the inhale. Gather up your abdominal strength and roll yourself up, but try not to kick your legs. So one more. As you exhale, inhale. Use your powerful exhalation, hands behind your thighs if necessary, and rounding all the way back. Now this time we're going to stay there so you can rest. Hug your knees into your chest. We did a series of roll down and roll ups, but what's next is a classic Pilates exercise done around the world 24 hours a day. The name of the exercise is called the 100 because you'll be breathing a 5-count inhale with a 5-count exhale. Inhale for 5, exhale for 5, and this pattern of 10 will repeat 10 times, equaling 100, hence the name of the exercise. What's more important is the pumping arms, and that you will lift your head eventually. So begin with your head down. Listen closely. My legs begin in a tabletop position, so I'm assuming for most folks, if you've never done this before, you're going to want the easier version, knees bent, tabletop. Your arms are straight, and the pumping is vigorous and fast. Should correspond with your breathing beats. Inhale, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Whenever you're ready, begin to lift your head. Pull the abdominals in strongly. Inhale, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Assuming 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. In through your nose, and think of it as sniff in and inhale, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in through your nose, then blow out through your mouth. Now, I'm aware that your head is really heavy, so if you need to put your head down, go right ahead. Notice my legs have straightened, and I am challenging myself. 9, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rest. Surrender. Hug your knees into your chest. It's meant to be challenging, but it's a benchmark type exercise so that you know every week we do that exercise, you know that you'll get stronger and stronger. You will get stronger. Turn your head in the opposite direction of the legs to release the tension at your neck. Roll and roll. Now, placing your hands behind your thigh, give it a little rock and roll. And as you do, find yourself at a balance point, that you can achieve with confidence every time. Roll back and arrive with confidence. Here we go again. As you exhale, arrive. Now that's an introductory roll down and roll up. Now I'm up so that I could get my ball. This is a classic Pilates ball. Not much to say about it, but I'm going to be using it for the next exercise. So I'll just put it between my thighs for now and roll all the way back. No time is wasted. Use your abdominals as you roll your way back. I really want the ball to be behind my calves. Now listen, if you're doing the workout without a ball, there's no loss. You're going to be fine. Keep your knees bent at 90 degrees. In fact, if you're doing it with no ball, you can do single leg. I'm going to begin with 2 legs securing my ball. What are we doing? It's called heel taps. I'll begin now. Both heels tap the floor, and I'm waiting patiently for legs to return. As I said before, if you don't have a ball, you might try single leg first. Single leg, heel tap, and when your leg returns to the top, then send the other leg. Single leg, heel tap, and wait for your leg to return. Now, if you have the advantage of the ball, then the legs move together. Double the weight, double the effort as you exhale using your deep and low abdominals. This is considered introductory as it brings awareness to where are those low abs? Oh, I feel them now. That seatbelt ab I referred to before. If I add some arms, they begin straight from the ceiling, and the arms go back beyond my head. Lifting arms and legs using my abdominal power. So inhale, fill your lungs like filling the tank with fuel. And as you exhale, use that fuel, the exhalation. Once more, inhale. My heels and my thumbs touch the floor. Wait for arms and legs to return. Just once more, because I'm sure you're feeling your abs. As you exhale, wait for arms and legs to return. Now, remove the ball momentarily and you can just put it aside. Hug your knees into your chest. This will be the first time I make some reference to the spine and spine placement. When your knees are over your chest, the load or the weight of your legs will bear you heavily down into the mat. When you leave an imprint or an impression of your ribs in the mat, that is called the imprint or flat back position. So flat back is where we are now when we begin this exercise. Single leg stretch. As you straighten one leg, identify that as the stretching straightened leg. Switch legs every time with the same amount of attention in straightening the leg. Here we go as we switch. Now continue this very popular exercise and draw the chin toward your chest. Pull your abdominals in strongly. Continue. Knee comes in, leg goes out. Your hands should not interlace in front of your shins. Catch near the ankle, outside ankle. Here we go. Breathe in, blow out. Breathe in, blow out. Feel free to pull. If you have some previous experience, you'll recognize the pull. Don't worry, if you've never done it before, your version is just as good. Here's 4 more, and 3. Just 2 more, last one, and rest. Head down, turning your head from side to side. So I'm introducing most of the exercises at the introductory and beginner level, so most of it will be rudimentary, and we'll do many repetitions. This next exercise is called the scissors, so you can imagine the legs will begin split. You've already done some stretching, but let's just get another moment in to get some oxygen and some awareness. This should be a straight leg. Do the best you can. Flex your ankle. When you switch legs, don't crash that leg on the floor. In fact, you become more aware of how close the floor is. Don't crash. Ooh, switch, catch, pull. Switch, catch, pull. Keeping your head down is a great way to learn the exercise. Grab high above the knee near the ankle. It'll give you better leverage. If you want the abdominal challenge, float your head off the floor. Look out to that low foot beyond. Here's pull and exhale. 4 more. And 4. Keeping your head down, you can again turn your head from side to side. I know, and Joseph Pilates knew, that your head is very heavy. It can weigh anywhere from 12 to 16 pounds, so keeping your head up can be very challenging on the neck. Be sure to put your head down, recuperate between exercises. Now, if you're fortunate enough to have a ball, let's do an exercise now in which your head stays down, but the legs go up. Place the ball between the ankles, right at that sexy curve at your ankle there, and keep your arms down. The name of the exercise is called double straight legs. So let's start there, straightening your legs as best you can. Slowly begin to lower your legs. Now, we're just going about halfway down because it's all you need. As you exhale, return your legs upright. If you cannot straighten your knees today, then you can straighten when you can, but allow your knees to bend momentarily. Stretch the legs out and straighten as soon as you can, and then draw from deep in the abdomen, waiting for your legs to return. The breath, inhale on the way down. And use your exhale and strong abdominal power to lift those legs. My arms are resting on the floor. I am not wrapping my fingers around the mat, grabbing for help. I'm using my abdominals instead. This is inhale, reach long through those legs. And as you exhale, close down through the rib cage every time. So to be sure we've gotten all the details, double straight legs, mildly squeezing the ball, properly doing the breathing, and noticing your spine is probably flat right now, and probably neutral here, with a slight lift in the low back. That was my last one, so I'll remove the ball now and rest. You can hug your knees into your chest and put the ball away. Next exercise it's a double whammy because it's 2 legs and 2 arms and your head comes off the floor. Let's rehearse the legs first. They straighten away and then knees return to chest. Very much like single leg stretch, this would be called double leg stretch. My arms reach above my head. Give yourself plenty of room to sweep your arms in to your shins. Arms reach far beyond your head, sweeping your arms in to your shins. Inhale, reach away. Exhale, hands to shins. Arms and legs, opposite direction. Gather your hands around your shins. Inhale, lifting your head now. This is a challenge, keeping your head in the lifted position. If you need to stop and take a look, notice my head is not moving. At all costs, my arms and legs continue, but the head has sustained its position. Inhale with exhale. This will be the last one. Give it your best shot. And come on down and rest. Turning your head from side to side. Release the tension at your neck. Oh, so much tension at my neck. So place your hands behind your thighs, please, and roll up. This is done in slow motion. So in slow motion, come on up to seated. If you have the flexibility, straighten one leg and then straighten the other. Close your legs and sit a little taller. Point your toes. Are you ready to come down to seated? Lower the legs down. Have a seat. This next exercise is called spine twist. You'll need to straighten out your legs as best you can and find the bones that are deep at the base of the buttocks. Make an effort to sit up very straight, looking straight forward, and when you inhale, raise your arms beside you and make like a helicopter. Turn now toward me and you'll be able to see how you should be situated. Your legs remain straight, as did the arms, and you are now flat or broadways down your mat. Inhale through the center. The same awareness, same task as you rotate. Return through the center. As you exhale, crank yourself around and take your head with you. On the inhale, through the center, other side. Exhale. Inhale through the center and repeat the exercise. You should be using your spine and abdominal muscles and rotating. Inhale. Crank yourself around, other side. Exhale. Come to center. You can lower your arms and rest a moment. While we're in the seated category, I want to knock out 2 more exercises. So again, reorganize your legs, the butt bones, and your awareness. This next exercise, called the saw, implies that your arms remain long, like a saw or like a butter knife, sawing forward past your foot. 3, 2, 1. Inhale and try the other side. Twist, reach, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, rotate, reach, 3, 2, 1. It really is almost mechanical, animatronic. Rotate, bend, 3, 2, 1. To be sure you have it, we'll do once more each side. Past your foot, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, and the other side. Going 3, 2, 1. Come to center and check in. Those exercises were spine twist and the saw. The last exercise I'd like to do seated is done with knees bent, feet flat, and keep some space between your feet so that when you look down, you might think of your feet as making the number 11. Not quite as wide as you think your hips are. Go with the narrower version of your hips. My hands are planted on the floor, and Perhaps your wrists and hands are healthy and you can do this exercise, but you know that your knuckles are your option. If neither of those positions are available, the best version is on your elbows, on the forearms, because we will be lifting our hips. Let's do the version I had intended, hands down, feet flat, inhale. While exhaling, launch your body off the floor. It's best if someone can help you and tell you, are your hips up high enough? Feel it, activating every muscle in the buttocks. Arrive at your peak. Inhale. Come down and take your time. Feel yourself in slow motion. Take a moment to stretch. Now the stretch is intended to open the shoulder blades wide across the back. And so we'll do this exercise once more. This is introductory, it's borrowed from yoga, and it's called the tabletop. Inhale. As you exhale, plant your feet firmly and arrive at the top. You could add variety, shifting your weight forward, shifting your weight backwards, but be careful, shifting your weight forward and back. Renew the energy at the buttocks. Inhale and begin to come down. Soften your landing. Now we did that tabletop exercise today in substitute or for introductory purposes. We would normally have done an exercise in which you were in reverse plank with straight legs. Let's just do that one time and we can determine whether we're strong enough for that today. So my legs are straight and closed. I've made the letter V with my feet. Hands are planted, and remember, knuckles is an option. Inhale. On the exhale, your arms must be strong enough to lift you, and then the buttocks must be strong enough to lift you even higher. Inhale. Using your exhalation, deliberate, slow motion, aware, soft landing, and stretch. Was it worth it to try it once? It's good to know whether you're able to do that exercise with some ease or whether that's a challenging exercise. Now, the next exercise is in the face down category. We're going to lie face down. If you have the benefit of the ball, I'd like to do the ball version, but I'll show you first the no ball version. Come to lying on your stomach, please. This position is with palms and elbows down on the floor. If you have any previous experience in yoga, you might recognize this motion. Let's begin here, lifting and lowering. You should do this multiple times. Heighten your awareness as to how limber or how stiff you are today. I'm a little stiff. As I push through the floor, I can feel my spine limbering up. Make sure that you bring your abdominals up with you when you rise. I can do 2 more, rising up. Now you're going to hold yourself in the highest position, and here is the ball version. I've placed my forearms on top of the ball and I clasp my fingers. Generally speaking, it's the same motion. Push the ball head down. Pull the ball, arrive up. Let's just do 2 more. Push forward, head down. Pull backward, arrive. Here's the last one. As you exhale, arrive at the top. I'm wearing a shirt with a collar, so it might look like I'm shrugging my shoulders, but really, I am pulling my shoulders back, pulling my head out of my shell, like a curious turtle, long through the neck. Now, come down. We did a bunch of those, so I think we should sit back and rest. We're sitting in a traditional child's pose. If you have your arms out in front, terrific. If you have a ball, place your hands on the ball. Sink deeply into your hips. Roll the ball very casually to the left and right. And if you don't have a ball, just shift your weight a little to the left and a little to the right. Nicely done. Now that exercise is a way to limber up the spine. It's a terrific first exercise for face down. Now the next exercise, staying in the face down category, I'm going to show you a little trick. As I pull my mat into me, I can get a nice fold here, and it's about 3 layers of yoga mat to give me extra cushioning at my knees. If that's helpful, please take advantage of that, and same applies here for the hands. I'm coming on to hands, hands, and knees, knees. It's pretty typical to have your arms and legs spread out kind of sloppy and wide. Let's start there with a cat and cow back release. As you exhale, pull your abdominals up. On the inhale, fill your lungs and your belly. As you blow through the mouth, pull your belly button up. And then inhale. Remember that your neck and your head are part of your spine extension. Pull the abdominals in, head down, and the tail also tuck down. Inhale, drop the belly, head up and tail up. All of this movement and instruction and breathing so you can heighten your awareness, so aware of the mobility of your spine. On the last one though, come to flat back and stay still. My arms are too wide and so are my knees. I'm coming into a much narrower position. It's important to check your abdominals again. Pull it in. Where are we going with this? Straighten one leg behind you. Oftentimes, people do this exercise way too fast, so listen for some details. Before I lift my arm, I am lifting the other foot off the floor. Maintain the length and the lift, and now add the opposing arm. Go back and review. What are your abdominals doing for you now? Pull your abdominals in. Keep your eyes downcast and steady your arm and leg. Now this exercise is challenging because you lifted the bottom foot off the floor. Give it a try. Now, simply reach backward and grab your foot. If you have to put the other foot down on the floor, well then do that to provide some safety. Include your foot as a base of support. My leg is up. That's about all I got today. Come on down. Reset yourself, hands, hands, and knees, knees with a flat back. Leg number 2, remember, don't rush. The tendency is to overlift, so get that hip down. Bottom foot off the floor. The lifting of the bottom foot shouldn't have to be such a big effort. Float the foot and then float the arm. Double check and reconfirm your arm and leg, including your abdominals, have pulled up. The bottom foot is floating off the floor as a challenge. Woo! This side is a little bit unsure. I'm going to put my foot down as I reach back and grab my foot. This is great for stretching your thigh and hip flexor. Lift your face as well. Up, up, up. Now, come on down. Separating your knees even wider than you had before. Sink down and stretch. Breathe and allow your body to shift a little to the left and shift a little to the right. Nuance the stretch near the armpits. As you come up, you'll need to unfold your mat, and we'll continue in the face down category. Here is where your towel might be of some use. I folded my towel lengthwise in thirds, and then folded it almost at the 50-yard line, like the 40-yard line, and rolled it up. By rolling it up, you've got some good thickness here to work with. Give it a punch, and that's where your forehead will rest. Place your forehead, boom, right on your towel roll. As you continue to organize your shoulders, your arms, including your hips and your legs, bring your legs closed or close together. Bring your arms down by your sides, like you're, narrow and aerodynamic, like a spaceship or a rocket. That's it, a missile. On the inhale, shrug your shoulders. It really is as simple as that. Repeat, shrug your shoulders. Exhale, unshrug. Why start with such a simple exercise? Because isolating the shoulder mobility is the first step to moving the shoulder and the arms together as one unit. This is shoulder shrug and unshrug. Stay there. Float your arms up, float your head up, activate your buttocks down into the floor. Lifting a little higher. Don't hold your breath. Come on down. Now let's smooth it out. Inhale, shrug. Exhale, unshrug, lifting arms, head, chest, like you're an airplane on takeoff, right at the end of the runway. Inhale a little higher, lift, then come down. Now that's worth repeating 2 more times. Inhale, shrug. Exhale, unshrug. Feel your body levitate. Now we're doing the easy version, so just leave your feet down. Inhale a little higher, lift. Come on down. We've got 1 more. Remember to keep your hips active, abdominals active, feet down. Ready? Inhale, shrug. Exhale, unshrug, levitating. Now use your arms as assets. Pull back with your arms. Inhale a little higher. And as you exhale, come on down. Knees bent, 1 push up. You could bring your towel with you and feel free to rest your head down on the towel. Those exercises fall in a category which is the face down or prone section, and the exercise itself was called spine extension. It may have other names. People may have given it a nickname like Superman, for example. The next exercise is in the sideline category, which means we'll be lying on our side. I'm going to put my towel away and come down so that I'm in the middle, near the middle of the mat, but with my hips near the back edge. As I lie all the way down, keeping my head down so there's no extra straining through the neck or shoulders. My hips are back, but my feet will be forward at the front edge of the mat. Literally, my feet are stacked. Now your hand is going to be an important security device, if you will, to keep you from falling. So leave your fingers here in front of you. The first exercise is leg sweep front and back. You should move cautiously to be sure you're not going to kick your neighbor or the furniture or that bottle of water that you may have set behind you. Move cautiously the first couple of times. And then bring your awareness to yourself. Are you able to move your leg smoothly, gracefully, without touching the floor? Don't touch the floor. At the same time, don't lift behind you. The leg is just hovering like a drone on the same latitude. You can flex your ankle, kick, kick. Point your foot, back, back. Flex ankle, front, front. Pointed foot, back, back. 2 more times as you become a little more sophisticated with this exercise. 1 more set, front, front, and then back, back. Without stopping, go directly into circles. The size of the circle is about like a steering wheel or maybe a family-sized pizza. Circling around and around. Reverse the direction of the circle, fully mindful of your pelvis and the rest of your body staying absolutely still. Pause a moment and flex the ankle to lift the whole leg up. Now you should grab the ankle and give it a good tug so that you're getting a momentary stretch. Please be sure that your leg is actually beside you and not really coming in front of you. Stay on your hip. Lower your leg down and leg lift up. Point your foot lower. Flex, lift up. Point foot lower. Now this is not a whipping kind of a kick and certainly not a dead drop. Be sure you're mindful of both directions. Here's the last one. Up and down. Knee bending, leg straightening, flex to lower the leg down. Drag the big toe up the inseam of your thigh, straighten, flex, reach through the heel on the way down. Just 1 more here. We call this passe développé, using some ballet French terminology. Come to knee bent and pause. Another exercise. This knee will go down to the floor, touch it if you can, and then lift the knee toward the ceiling. Now I'm going to hold my ribs in place because I don't want my body to be affected in any way. This is my knee down. This is knee up. You might recognize it as the clamshell, and it is. It's a variation of the clamshell exercise. I'll just do 1 more, tap, and my torso stayed still.
Now as I come down, I'm going to what I call air bicycling, and really that's what it is. It's a cyclical motion, round, with emphasis on the forward extension and the back extension. So I am pedaling forward on an oversized bicycle. Use your imagination, that may have fallen over on its side, and you got one good leg and one good pedal. Pedaling yourself away. On the last one, I'll stop when my legs are straight and pull my feet back away from the edge. As I realign myself, I also have to recalibrate that my whole body is really long and straight, like one unit. Think of your body as like one hot dog in the hot dog bun. Balance if you can, or use your kickstand hand. Inhale. Using your deep abdominals here on the sides, lift the legs. And then on the way down, don't crash. Exhale, lift, feel it. Inhale, down. Here's 3, down, 4, down, 5, down, 6. Now I'm saying down, but don't crash. This would be 8, 2 more, 9, hold number 10, stay right there. You can do small scissors or fluttering. I've also heard this called paddle, sort of like you're swimming and paddling away. Flutter the legs, front, back, front, back. Now bring your knees into your chest. You can let your knees unstack and simply roll back. We did a good 7 or 8 exercises there, so it's important to stretch. Not only stretching the waistline, but more importantly, the outer thigh. Roll backward and let your head go as you look back behind you. Take a moment to breathe. Let go of any energy or strain at your neck, eyes, shoulders, waistline. Breathe. Bring your arm all the way to the front of you. Assist yourself up. Now we're simply flipping over to the other side. I took my feet down to the edge where my head had been, and when I lie down, my hips are on the back edge, my feet on the front edge. Head completely at rest, so there's no strain in my neck. My fingers firmly grounded in the floor. First exercise was the exploratory, sweeping in front, and equally exploratory, sweeping in back, to be sure not to kick the furniture or anything else in your immediate surroundings. Now this exercise, I've spoken about this top leg doing so much work. The bottom leg is equally important. This is a good example of stabilization in the bottom leg with mobilization in the upper leg. Stability and mobility. Sweep the leg back. Remember double kick, front, front, and double back, back? We did flexed ankle and pointed foot on the way back. Again, and go directly into circles without resting, going into that steering wheel or pizza-sized circle. Avoid crashing the leg. Here is the reverse. The leg is circling, but avoid jostling or disturbing your body in any way. Pause and flex the ankle. The whole leg comes up. I'm always a little tight in this direction, so I've got to get in a preliminary stretch. Hold on to your ankle, and maybe you'll benefit from this moment as well. Stretch, and then lower your leg down. The whole leg comes up, pointed foot to lower. Flex, lift, point, lower. Remember that bottom leg, it's important. Keep it turned on. No legs are limp in this exercise. Here's my last one down. Remember, knee bent, legs straighten, flex, and lower. All the while, I've got energy in this bottom leg as well. Make an effort to straighten the legs as soon as you can. So this right here is a straight leg on the way down. Here's the last one. All the way up straight. Woohoo! Now here, I'll bend the knee. Here's the clamshell. I'm going to tap the floor and then lift the leg. If you're not quite able to touch the floor, that's okay. Don't cheat. Cheating would be if I let my whole body just come crashing forward. That sort of defeats the purpose. So keep your torso, ribs, and shoulders nice and still. My hip bone, the actual hip bone, is also steady. It's the thigh bone and knee that are moving. This one is the last one. Down, air bicycling on the horizon. Think of your leg as sort of like a searching drone, and it is sort of scanning across the floor. It doesn't touch the floor, don't land. And at the same time, don't lift the leg away. Stay hovering right over the floor. Make it very straight and sweep, determined as you pay close attention to the details. Next time the legs are closed, you'll need to pull the feet back. You can use the edge of your mat as a way to guide yourself, recalibrate, re-straighten, and rebalance. Maybe you don't need either hand on the floor. Inhale. You're using your powerful, useful exhalation to lift those legs. Inhale down. Lift 2 and down. Here's 3. At the same time as the legs lift and you keep them closed, make sure you're breathing. My lower abs and ribs here are not smashed down on the floor. 3 more here. At the same time, my neck is calm and I'm not using either of my hands. Hold those legs up for a moment. Feel it again right there. Legs down. You can bring your knees in, unstacked, roll back. Arms are on the floor. The back arm goes all the way back to the floor. And in fact, you can turn your head as well. Look way back. Allow your body to melt as gravity pulls the knee down toward the floor. Gravity pulls the back shoulder down toward the floor. Continue breathing. Whew. Now, as you recover, bring your arm to the front and then have a seat. If you have the advantage of a ball, place it between your thighs. This next category is called bridging or shoulder bridge. We begin with our knees bent, feet firmly planted, and ball between the thighs. If you don't have a ball, have a sense, like pretend you're squeezing a ball there. Roll back slowly so we're always taking advantage of our abdominal contraction. This is an eccentric contraction. Arms down. Bring the feet in a little bit closer. How do you know how close or how far? The length of your arms with your fingertips extended should just barely graze the base of your heels. Just about that distance is correct. Now relax. In the exercise category called bridging, again, introductory, not too challenging, and yet requiring mindfulness and breathing. Let's begin with inhale. Using your exhale, close your ribs down so you're leaving a full imprint of your ribs on the mat. Launch your rear end, your buttocks, off the floor. Now this first bridge is never the best one. You're still feeling your way around this thing. Inhale. When you come down, the shoulder blades land first, and then your ribs and the pelvis. Release and start over. Inhale. Close your front ribs as you exhale. Launch your hips. Here, assess the legs. You have the benefit of the ball. Give it a steady squeeze. Inhale. Come down, conscientious of spine articulation. Begin again. Inhale. Pull the belly button in. Roll backward through the pelvis. Stand on those feet. Steadily squeeze that ball. Inhale and come down. Each vertebrae, one vertebrae at a time. So the bridging exercise, where it may look very similar to yoga or a hip thrust that you've seen in the gym, what we're looking for in Pilates is a very apparent tilting of the pelvis and a very deliberate articulation, ascending and descending. Process those words. As you're exhaling, pelvic tilt. Ascending with spine articulation. Arrive and perhaps organize your clothes or your neck or your hair, and inhale with power in the buttocks. Come down, shoulder blades are landing first, ribs landing next. Oh, my pelvis just landed. Now, I'm just going to do one more, but I'm going to give you a preview. What does it look like with arms? Come on with me. Inhale. Arms lifting, hips lifting, ribs lifted.
I've arrived. Now you can squeeze that ball a bunch of times. You don't have a ball? You can pump your pelvis, and that would be an active hip thrust. Hip thrust. 4 more, 3 more, 2, pause momentarily, don't hold your breath, come down. Each vertebrae, bone after bone after bone, rib, 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 rib. When you arrive, you can remove the ball. If you have it, place it underneath your hips. Begin with a soft roll, roll backward, and place that ball at the base of your hips. Now this position requires balance, so if you're really unsteady and unsure, well then remove the ball. It's okay. For those of you who are relatively comfortable, persevere with straight legs. Flex the ankles and turn the feet out. You might feel like you're Mary Poppins standing on the ceiling. Now when I bend my knees open sideways like a frog, but the soles of my feet meet sole to sole. I can use my hands and hang on near the ankles and pull my feet downward toward me. Pull. You may be able to cleverly use your elbows and open your thighs outward. My kneecaps and my elbows point sideways. Now, avoid looking around because when you turn your head, it might upset your balance. Just breathe. Breathe with effort. Oh, like 5% more energy there. Increase the effort. Ah, nice. Now straighten those legs again to the ceiling and then return to parallel. This is a great position to do scissors just one more time. Find your balance, hold onto that leg. Raise your awareness. Oftentimes we bring the leg up toward our face like we want to give it a kiss. Oh, leg, I love you. And actually, your leg should be coming toward the shoulder. Switch legs and don't kiss it. No, bring it over to your shoulder. Concentrate on length, alignment, as well as balancing on this ball. Switch, catch, pull, switch, catch, pull. I've got about 4 more of these. And remember, we've already done this, but doing it on the ball makes it just a little bit more challenging. I can turn this into bicycling, so literally in a cyclical action. And as I continue, no hands on the floor. If you need your hands on the floor, well then keep them down for safety. Woo! Backpedaling is reverse. I've got emphasis on the leg extension. Reach out, reach out, reach out. Just 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Knees in. Hop off the ball, woo! And then you can place the ball behind your calves. Again, if you don't have a ball, just place your hands around your shins. Rock and roll a few times. Rocking and rolling a few times. This exercise is called rolling like a ball. Such a clever name, huh? So if I did it without the ball, the traditional variation is with your hands behind your thighs. We've done it like this earlier. It was introductory. But now, you want to get serious? Your hands are low near the ankles, and your chin is low near your chest. Inhale backward. Exhale to return. Inhale backward. Use your powerful exhalation. Once more. Oh, yeah. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Now when you arrive is where the real test happens, without touching your feet on the floor. Straightening one leg and point your foot. Straightening other and point your foot. There are a myriad of exercises you can do here to test your balance. These are my legs opening and closing. I'm holding my legs. I can do it without holding, no hands. Or if you know the exercise in which you cross the ankles, you could do that now. Or you can just hold the ankles and roll back. Inhale. Can we do it again? Inhale. Oh, yeah. I got one more. Inhale. So this exercise also has a clever name. It's open leg rocker. Close the legs and let's go for it. Arms reaching in the direction that the legs are also reaching. And then you can lower your legs down. Nicely done. So what we haven't done yet is a series of push-ups. And the push-up is a category. The Pilates ram. We'll just keep it simple. So to get yourself in position, face down, a quick roll of the mat, extra cushioning for your hands. You don't need extra cushioning, perhaps you'll be on your knuckles. Taking the exercise into 3 sections, and we're keeping it simple, right? So 3 push-ups on one leg, 3 more push-ups, of course, other leg, and then your final 3 on 2 legs. You could do this exercise, push-up, on one knee, and I challenge you to do it on one leg with the other leg in the air. Ready? We're just doing 3. Here's 1, 2, 3. Take a moment to switch legs or switch knee, and then we go. Here's 1, 2, 3. The last set is either 2 feet or 2 knees. Decide what's best for you. Let's go. Here's 1, 2, 3. Now from here, just my ankle flexion, flexing the ankles, sending me forward and back, is the reference to the name ram. It's as if you're ramming your head into the wall in front of you. Ram, like the animal with the big horns. My ankles are going back and forth. You can push back into a downward dog. Make yourself fairly comfortable. Walk the feet forward if necessary. Now, ideally, you've been in this position before, maybe in some previous class. You know that your head stays down, so avoid looking at me. Bob your head with an easy yes, yes, yes. Shake your head easily, no, no, no. Keeping your neck relaxed, emphasize one heel very heavy into the floor, and then emphasize the second heel equally heavy into the floor. Now, both of my heels equally heavy, although I know that I got one really good ankle that's much more flexible than the other. Sink your head down, whoo, and then you can begin to melt down, knees down on the floor. Have a seat, sit up nice and tall, and feel. Feel the bones that are deep at the base of the buttocks. Feel your spine. Feel also that your shoulders are heavy and dropping away from your ears. Keeping your arms long, tilt your head as if you had a phone here on your shoulder. Keep the phone in place. Up and over to the other side. Oh. And then we'll turn the head as far back as you can. And then turn your head, of course, the other direction. Finally, nod your chin down towards your chest. Concentrate on the back of the neck. Lift your chin now, face up. Don't hold your breath. One more time, chin down. Now you can really feel the base and the back of your neck. Return to a neutral and natural position. Take a deep breath in. Inhale. And then as you exhale, lace your fingers behind your back. This should be familiar from the warm-up. Inhale. Using the exhale again, exaggerating long arms and wide across the chest with your head down. Let that go, and we're taking a deep breath in here. Inhale, and then exhale and blow it all out. I thank you for staying to the end. Again, my name is Vivian with Golden Triangle TriFit. That was a full body and full length Pilates workout. Golden Triangle, DC Strong. Thank you again.